Hey, what's going on? My name is Owen Rensland. I scaled an agency to well over $25,000 a month in recurring revenue and have made over $140,000 online at 18. I did turn 19 recently, so I can't really say that anymore. But in this video, I'm going to speed run the process from going from zero to where I got to in as simple steps as possible using the exact framework that I use myself so you can use it as well. Okay, this video is going to be very, very value heavy and very, very simple. The goal is to not have any fluff here. So before I show you how to actually do this, I want to show you an exact pipeline of the process. There's a lot of misconceptions online to what we actually do as marketing agency owners, but what I want to do is show you guys the process so you can help understand it before I show you how to actually do it. Now, the first thing you need to understand is that what I do is I essentially sell a service to a kind of business owner, right? And I offer to grow their business and essentially get paid for it. And you're probably like, okay, how do we fucking grow these businesses? We grow the businesses with ads, right? Super simple. Now, this is a little bit of a flywheel. And the thing is that you have to choose a specific time of business. If you sell the same services to all these different kinds of businesses, then eventually, it's going to be just hectic, right? You have a different service to provide for every single one. So you have to choose one. And this is when it comes to picking your niche. I have a great video about picking your niche. I'll put it right here or here. But what I would recommend right now is local service-based business owners, right? So whether that's roofing, whether that's remodeling, whether that's pavement, whether that's fence contracting, whether that's med spas, just any kind of local business that you can kind of get your hands on. Chiropractors are good as well. And here's the process. So basically what I do is reach out to them via paid ads. And there's a few different ways to reach out. You're probably like, oh, and I can't run paid ads. I don't have any money. Okay, great. What you want to do is get a job. First thing, get a job, or at least get some money in the door, okay? Because obviously it's not free to reach out to these businesses. Second, run cold SMS and cold call, right? You want to do different things that are free, right? This is outbound, right? Because you're reaching out to them. So you want to do different outbound methods so you can eventually be in the financial state to run paid ads. And once you do that, then you simply have a confirmation call once they actually book. This would be similar to your cold SMS or cold call. You will book a meeting with them and you essentially go through the entire sales process, close them as one of your clients, then have an onboarding call, etc. Have the back end set up, right? Have a success call, which is the onboarding call, and then a launch call to get them, their expectations in alignment. And essentially, they go through the process and they get closed jobs. They grow their business. We get a little success flywheel, and eventually, you get the money back up here. So this is a simple overview of how this looks. I know it looks pretty complicated, but I want you guys to understand that it's a super simple process, right? All we have to do is learn how to reach out to these companies, how to sell to them, and then eventually how to provide the service. Okay, so we understand the process, right? This is ingrained. Now it's pretty foreign to us, and that's fine, so it should be uncomfortable. But let's understand how to hit 10K a month now. So let's say we're going from 0 to 10,000 shiny dollars a month, right? To hit $10,000 a month, what do we need? We need 5 clients paying us $2,000 a month, right? Completely standard. I have clients paying me over $3,000 a month with my pricing model. Now, that means we need 5 clients. Okay. And to get 5 clients, let's say you go on sales calls, right? You take, 20, 30, 40 sales calls trying to sign that first client, learning how to sell. And your close rate is pretty bad, right? Let's say it's 10%. Pretty bad, right? That means you're going to need about 50 sales calls. Okay. Let's say your show rate's about 50%. Okay. You need around 100 sales calls now. Okay. This is how much you need to hit 10K a month. And the thing is that with sales calls, the amount of sales calls you take is directly in accordance to how much money you make. And I want you to remember that, because the people that hit 7 figures are the people that have taken over 1,000 strategy sessions, 1,000 sales calls. And if you could just take 100, I guarantee you'd probably hit 10K a month. It's super, super simple. So how do we get 100 meetings booked in the calendar, right? We want a calendar full of meetings just like so. And to do this, we will use those methods I talked about, like cold SMS, cold calling. Right, so cold calling and cold SMS, they both have an appointment booking rate of anywhere between 1 to 5%. So that means that 1 to 5% of all the messages that we send out, right, via cold SMS, or how many calls we do, will book an actual meeting. So let's say we do 100 cold calls, right, and our appointment booking rate is 4%. So we will book 4 meetings off that 100 cold calls. Okay. So we need to book 100. So simply to get this, all we have to do is 2,500 cold calls, right? This times 25. So 100 times 25. So if you actually do 2,500 cold calls, you get 10K a month. That's it. So let me break this down a little bit more simple. Let's say you want to hit 10K a month in 1 month. So there's 30 days in a month. Let's say 20 days, and not including weekends and all that good stuff. 20 days in a month, right? You have 20 days and you have to do 2,500 cold calls if you want to hit it in 1 month. That's only 125 cold calls per day to hit 10K a month in 30 days. Like, that is mind-boggling. That's so easy. This right here alone might take you 2 to 3 hours a day. Let me ask you this. If you were guaranteed to make at least $10,000 in the next month, right? So not this month, but the next month, and all you had to do is 2 hours a day of something, would you do it? The answer is probably yes. And this is the thing I don't understand, is that, like, it's simple math. All we have to do to hit this number is do the inputs that are required to hit that number. That's literally all it takes, right? So that's the first part of the process, right? We chose a niche and we're starting to reach out with cold SMS and cold calling right here. We're getting these shows. We're getting these bookings. We're closing some deals. We're hitting 10K months. Now, the thing is that fulfillment is the next step, right? Then if you want to actually learn how to fulfill for these guys, then I'll show you that process as well. So to fulfill for these guys, all we have to do is run some ads, right? And if you want to learn how to run ads, I'll put this video up here or here, and this will be my little last video is an exact run through of a client ad setup that's been super successful. Then simply, we just take them through a form, right? We got a notification. We have an option to book an inspection after that, as well as some automations. Then once that goes through, then they get an appointment confirmation email, as well as reminders. And essentially that goes to an appointment form to like see how the appointment went, as well as the sale go and how the actual closed deal value was. And that's literally it. The process could never be simpler. Like, it is literally so easy, right? And we give them a calling script. We give them a little calling pipeline as well. There's more advanced ways to do this when you get, via ISAs and other places to call your leads for you, and AppointWise and AI. But what I would recommend on the beginning is just running the ads to a simple lead form, taking those lead forms to a booking calendar. It could be Calendly, it could be Go High Level, and sending automations about the meetings as well as text automations, and just handing them off to your client and allowing them to close the deal. That's literally all it takes. It really bothers me that people don't understand how simple this stuff is. But like, the thing is that, like, what are you waiting for, right? What is it that you're waiting for now? Because you understand this is the daily input that it takes to get that goal. I have videos on how to cold call, all of that, right? And it takes that to get this. And so if you want this, you have to do that, right? There's no workaround. And as soon as you get those meetings, you can start closing and taking sales calls and reviewing them and doing mock calls as well, even joining free sales communities and watching call reviews. Then you just constantly learn at every meeting you take, and you learn more about your customer. You learn more about your niche, more about the problem that you actually have to solve yourself. But the thing is that it's really important that you create your own confidence, right? You like falsely create the sense of confidence that you have within yourself that you can help provide for them. The way that I did this when I was starting out on sales calls, because I didn't exactly have a ton of experience and testimonials, what I did to just get that confidence out of my head is I'd allow myself to think like, okay, let's say I do sign this client, right? Let's say they go on with me. What are the odds that I won't be able to find the information of how to service them really well in the next few days? How much fucking information is online, and how much information can I pull from in order to actually make this client succeed? And it wasn't until I had that thought, until I was like super confident on these sales calls. When you hop on these calls with these guys, they want to see someone that knows what they're talking about. They want to see competence. They want to see someone that's confident in what they do and what they say. I wasn't confident in the beginning, and no one really is, right? Because it's foreign to you. You're selling yourself. You're selling your service. But what you have to do is you have to understand that it's really easy to fulfill for these guys. It's really easy to get them great results. The information that we have access to on the digital in the digital space online is insane. And if you can actually just like transfer that energy from like, okay, I can do this. I can get this guy good results. I know I can, because all the information's online. All I have to do is just collect it, right? You have to just say that to yourself, maybe 100 times. Then next time you hop on a sales call, you can help them. You can fulfill for them. And all you have to do is focusing on diagnosing them, right? If you can just diagnose them, you can figure out what they want. You can figure out what they need and figure out whether or not you can actually be that person for them, right? And if you can, which I guarantee you probably can, then you close them, you take their money, and everything's great. So that is how you build a 10K a month business, speed running it as fast as we possibly can. If you need any specific details within this pipeline or anything, then feel free to just pause the video and you can go through and see it. And if you guys have any questions about anything in the process, let me know and drop a comment and I can make a separate video on it. But without further ado, I will catch you guys in the next one. If you're an agency owner and you're struggling to grow an agency and you want to build a business that works with you, especially something that'll last long term coming into 2025 here, that's what we focus on. We have a community of guys that are crushing it right now. It's not another, course or, program or anything. It's more of like a community of people trying to work together to, achieve a common goal. And if that sounds interesting, I want you to book a call down below and have a call with someone from my team. And without further ado, I will see you guys in the next one. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday now. Not Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday. I changed it to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if you want to stay tuned, then leave a like, leave a comment. If you like this video, there's a button for that. But without further ado, I will catch you guys in the next one. I hope you guys got some value from this, and have a good rest of your day.